Get it? Pop it. Okay. So the autoresponder is on and we are virtual, but we are with you.
Yes.
Live and direct.
Welcome to
Episode
another
22
episode of
of
so we are out of office. And
We
you are
Are Out of
finally
Office.
you're at home. The
I
move is
am.
over, right?
It's the phase 1 has been completed. The phase
What is this, Marvel
I
Universe?
right. It basically it's like I don't know what Thanos does and where he takes people and like transports them, but I basically feel like I've been transported by Thanos into another universe.
Oh
No,
man.
I feel like
Well,
I've been transported into a Disney movie.
what
I
kind of Disney
literally am in
movie?
Bambi. Bambi. I'm in Bambi. There are deer. I
Oh
talk to
yeah,
them in
you
the
did
morning.
show those. Yes, the deer and then the wild turkey that you got going on too.
There's a turkey. No, there's at least two turkeys, but my dad said there are four.
Oh
There's
wow.
deer. But I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. That's part of my segment. What's your out of office reply
My outer office
today?
reply this week. Mine is I'm currently out of overcommitting, and deep in my soft life era.
That's your out of overcommitting. I love that.
Out
And
of overcommitting. Yep.
deep in your soft life era. I love that.
Mhm.
I
What
so
about yours?
so mine is I'm out of office and in my home-based creative residency creating. For the next month, please look for me nowhere because I will not be there.
I know that's right. Don't look for her nowhere, y'all. She ain't gonna
Because
be
I won't
there.
be there. I ain't gonna be
She
there.
ain't gonna be there.
I ain't gonna be nowhere. I
Well,
ain't gonna be
look,
nowhere.
this is a new setting for us. We have to bear with us because we're trying something new where we are doing this virtually, and we really are hoping that the sound quality of this episode is up to par. We've literally been trying for the last hour trying to get the sound right, so we're gonna definitely have it locked down
Next
by
week.
next week.
But
But we
I
couldn't
think
leave you
that we
guys hanging
should
for too long.
I think we should congratulate ourselves because for listeners, we love doing this podcast so much and we love being
Yes.
able to share with you, but also do this with each other. And it was such a feat to move from the studio into a virtual setting. I mean, not to get into detail about it, but just it was a lot of coordination. But
Yes.
it's feels like such a win for us to be able to make that transition. We love this. We love with you. We love that you listen and thank you for riding with us and rocking with us. And this is a whole new era for our podcast. It gives us a lot more
Yes.
flexibility. So, yay.
Yes, it does. Because then now we can
Well,
drink
we can. And we can have as many, we can have other episodes if we want. Once we really figure this
more
out.
episodes. We can come and check in during a week if y'all want. We can do all the things. We're really excited
Yes.
about this new era.
Yes. Let us know in the commentary.
Yes.
Uh,
Let us know.
so I see you, girl. Who's your I see you girl this
Yes.
week?
My I see you girl goes to Pam, aka the Scaredy Cat Gardener on IG. She she is a content creator that shares tips like, home not home decor, but like remedies for things and DIY hacks for everyday life and things of that nature. In other words, she's proving to me that I've been adulting wrong, like very wrong. Okay. She has I mean, when you go to her page, you're like, wow, like I've been doing everything wrong my entire life. So she teaches you how to store your Ajax correctly. Like she goes like, use the cap of what would normally come with a baking soda package. Use that cap to cover the Ajax so there's no moisture there. And yes, to keep the moisture out. Yes, very, very
You're
much so.
so
She also she also suggested like a DIY emergency candle, which is basically a glass filled with rice, vegetable oil, and a Q-tip. And you can use that as a candle when you don't have candles in case of emergency.
oh,
Teaches you how to close a chip bag properly without using a clip. Girl.
Wait, close a chip bag without you? I need to know that because I'm
Yes.
constantly getting less crisp, stale chips because of this exact issue of not closing the bag correctly after I open it. It's always a moment of sort of sadness when I open the bag because I feel like it's never going to be the same again.
No,
So
not when you
if
open it. Exactly.
if
So
there's a
she teaches you
way,
how to close it so the chips can stay crisp. And this is the last one she taught me, which this is my favorite because I love avocados. Okay, I think I have one at least once a day. Uh, Tupperware, red
yeah,
onions. Put the
uh,
avocado on top of the red onion, and it stays fresh for up to
what
7 days.
what
That's
girl?
what I'm saying.
No, say her name again.
Her name is Pam, but her IG handle, I don't know why it's called Scaredy Cat Gardener, but it's called Scaredy Cat Gardener.
Pam.
We'll put the links
So
in the
in
show
the
notes.
links in the show notes. Well, I will be
Shout
checking her
out to
out
Pam.
because I want to start a garden, by the way. So I'm that's one of my benefits of being in Michigan. But you know what? So I will be checking out Scaredy Cat Gardener. I'm scared of the animals and eating the vegetables, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. I mean y'all have no idea what's going on here. Like when you look out the window and there is a like literal Thanksgiving turkey with its feathers spread, doing a mating dance with its fellow hen female turkey, like in your yard, coming from Los Angeles, that's a different day. Okay. But this is what's
I
been
love
happening
it.
to me. So Bambi is in full effect. Uh well my it, I literally like girl, it will have you believing you could talk to the animals. It's that many. I'm just like, you know what? Let me just the telepathy tapes have messed with my mind. Let me just say that. I'm like, the telepathy
Listen,
tapes have me thinking
I'm
I could
convinced
talk to
my
the
cat
animals.
communicated. I no, it's probably true. I'm convinced my cat communicated with me recently about changing his litter box.
Oh,
I don't know. I just was I was like, "Oh, you want me to change your litter box? Oh, okay, cool." And as soon as I did, he went in and did his business. I mean, he gave me this
really?
look. It was just like, "Hey, can you
I know
like
you've been
come
li-
fix this?"
I know
Like
you've been listening to the
seriously,
podcast. like I
pretty
heard you listen to
much.
the podcast.
And then when
I
we
have
come
thoughts.
home, I have some notes. And then when we come home, actually, I don't know where he is. I'm surprised he isn't here. But when we came, now that I'm convinced he also knows when we're nearby, because every
Yeah.
time I open the door, he's there.
Same with my dog. I that was part of the telepathy tapes, but I'm not going to spoil that for you because you probably haven't gotten to the episode yet. But they are talking about animal telepathy in one of
Oh,
the
no, I got
episodes.
to that
So,
part. Oh, I got to
oh,
that
okay,
part.
cool.
That was
Okay,
probably my
so
favorite episode. That's when I was like,
I
oh, I'm
was
convinced I can talk to my cat.
I'm convinced I can talk to my. I tell my dog exactly when I'm coming back now, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
Same.
anyway,
Yes, I do the same thing to Graham. I'm like, okay, Graham, I'm on my way out. Don't
I'll be
worry.
back.
I'll be back. Bye. Yes, 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 yes.
Well,
Anywho, who's your CU
my
girl?
ICU girl, my ICU girl. I have two ICU girls. I have Tia Williams, my girl, just released her first YA novel. Tia
Oh,
Williams, seven
yes.
days in June. Um,
Yes.
so so her young adult novel is Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends. And it was
Okay.
the Good Morning America YA pick for their book club. So she was on GMA with Michael Strahan and her daughter. And
Dope.
evidently,
Dope.
her daughter, Lena, was the inspiration for Audrey. So Lena was on and explained this. Michael Strahan was like, "So how much credit do you take for your mom's writing and inspiring this character?" She's like, "Well, basically, I was the muse." So and you can kind of
Amazing.
hear you can hear the character in her daughter's voice, so it's really cool. But anyway, so congratulations to her. And then also to my other girl, Kennedy Ryan. Both been so supportive. It's
Yes.
very cool in the author world. We just all are very supportive of each other. And I'm thrilled for Kennedy. So she's just released the capstone or the end of her third book in her trilogy that started with Before I Let Go. This book is called Can't Get
Yeah.
Enough. and it is
Mm.
wish fulfillment for all the driven career girlies that need a little bit of that soft life action. So there were
Love.
300 plus people at her book launch event in New York City at the and she was in conversation with Les Alfred from formerly Balanced Black Girl, but now She's So Lucky podcast. And
Yeah, yeah.
just so it's so exciting to see people so excited about books. I mean, can you imagine like 300 people showed up
That's what's
in
up.
Barnes and Noble. So I'm just like, this is just exciting for the whole world of author girlies and black
I love
books
that.
and stories in general. So those are my ICU girls. Those books are available anywhere books are sold. Definitely go pick up your copy if you haven't already, just on GP. Support what everybody's doing. Let's get more stories out there. I think the more we can see this kind of momentum and excitement with Black authors. I mean, these are two Black authors, and I think that's substantial because we don't usually get a lot of the spotlight and shine, especially to see two Black authors at the same time doing the thing with so much
Exactly.
visibility. It's very exciting. Very exciting.
That's what's up. Well, I'm excited to check out
Yeah.
these books, especially YA, because I'm in my YA kick. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. So what are you on right now? But
Well,
let's have my little
I
segue. What I'm
what
on right
I'm on
now.
right now. So a few weeks back, I think I may have mentioned this. It was one of the episodes where you talked about going to a naturopath.
Hmm.
And I mentioned I was going to a functional medicine doctor, which shout out to Dr. Reshma. She's awesome. But at the same time, I went to go see what is called a bioenergetic inflammation specialist.
Okay.
Okay, let me make sure I said that right. Let me look at my notes. Yes. No, sorry. See, this is why we have notes. Bioenergetic elimination specialist. And so it's a mixture of energy work, muscle testing, that can basically detect where in your body you're experiencing energetic blockages, right? And once she figures that out, she basically works to clear them. And this is
Oh,
because
okay.
this stems from I don't this we're gonna go woo woo here, guys. Just heads up.
Woo
I
woo.
I believe we are human, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, right? And so when we're looking at maintenance and taking care of who we are, we often focus on the hardware, right? And this is where the functional medicine person comes. But I don't think we do enough of checking in on the software, which is the soul and the mind, right? So meditation, prayer, breath work, all of that stuff. But this is where this individual, her name is Cheryl, this is where she came in to help me figure out what are those energy blockages? How can we balance and basically balance me energetically so I'm no longer experiencing specific issues. So the issue that I went to go see her for, which is also why I'm going to see a functional medicine person for, is for my digestive issues. And she correctly identified what was wrong without even me telling her. Like
Oh,
she
wow.
saw like she was like, your body's not processing carbs, sugar, fat, basically anything, protein, all of that jazz. So I'm going to work on making sure we clear that up. And you can do it in 1 to 4 sessions. So I did one session with her, and it usually takes 10 to 2 weeks to 10 days to 2 weeks to see if everything is working properly. But it really feels like it's working because now I'm getting to enjoy some of the foods without having to worry about becoming inflamed. So as a result, I have been looking for things that will satisfy my sweet tooth because I am a fiend for ice cream. And I came across this week, I came across a recipe that includes cottage cheese, banana, cocoa powder, honey, freeze it. And it's kind of like I don't know, soft serve ice cream. Now, look, it's not ice cream. Okay, it does not taste. It does not. It's not. I'm not trying to fool y'all and be like, oh, girl, instead of getting that Haagen-Dazs, try this. It's
Yeah,
not
you can't
Haagen-Dazs.
you can't try to
Okay,
yeah, please don't tell people that they about to get some Haagen-Dazs and they about to get some
you not.
Fraagen-Dazs, you know what I'm saying?
You're not getting Haagen-Dazs. Okay, it's not Tillamook. It's not Jenny's ice cream, but it's an alternative for someone like myself who would, if I could eat ice cream every day, I would, but I can't. So,
It's what we call
um,
a frozen confection. A frozen
it's a frozen confection and it is actually pretty tasty. It's really, really good. The other recipes that she had one with mango. I think I saw one with berries. And so the one with chocolate appealed to me. So then I did that. So basically, like I said, it's cottage cheese, like a cup and a half of cottage cheese, one banana, a couple tablespoons of cocoa powder, one tablespoon of honey. I use Manuka honey. And then I blended it in a blender, put it in the freezer for a couple of hours. I did it overnight actually. And then the next day I scooped it up and that was my little treat for the evening. So that's what I'm on right now. So like holistically, working on things that are, not working properly within me, obviously, and then being able to uh, finally enjoy foods that I had issues enjoying in the past. And in this case, dairy. So yeah, that's what I'm on right
I
now.
love that for you. I love that for you. I think this is really important. I I on the similar note, so I what I'm on right now is what I'm calling reverse launching.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm
what's
gonna speak a
that?
little bit more about this in health and healing. So reverse launching to me is I'm moving back home. So I
Right.
moved back to Michigan
Oh,
and I'm living at home for the home I grew up in, what I know is home. And so the reason why I call this reverse launching is because I left when I was 18 to go to college and I've been out in the world, independent. I've had wonderful successes. I've had some hard lessons and I've kind of put myself in a place where now currently I am who I want to be, but
mm,
yet something about the experience of it uh has me running on too many cylinders. Like I'm out of balance. I'm out of whack. And so this is a reset. This is everything's going right and
yeah,
also it's time for a reset. So this is my reverse launching. Like it's time to bring myself back into myself and reset and heal the things that kind of being in the rat race have
yeah,
taken out of balance. So, like in the world being you have large cities being successfully independent, but getting beaten up and battered and bruised. And the bottom line is I'm tired. Like I'm tired. Your girl is tired. So
girl,
I'm trying something different.
I love
And
that.
then so like I was making preparations to move. So you heard, I'm like, I'm moving back to Michigan, like from LA, um and not because anything's wrong, but because I just need a reset. And I saw this
Yeah.
article, I think it's Joss. Her name is spelled Joce, but I think it's pronounced Joss Blake. She wrote it for Exo Nicole, and
Oh,
I literally saw this as I was packing up to move and she wrote an article saying she went back home from New York City to Memphis. She had Carrie Bradshaw dreams and she was in New York City as a fashion writer. And she's like, why am I stressing myself out like this? Her mom started to have health challenges. She's like, I'm going back home. And she's like, I want to normalize being a stay at home daughter. And I was like,
yeah. Oh, stay at
something,
home daughter.
a stay at home daughter. And I was like, if you have aging parents, if you're out in the world, if you're single or, you have flexibility, I think that there's something very right about coming home, and having,
Yeah.
whether it's for a moment, whether it's for a period of time, but I'm here for it. And I mean, I'm like literally here for it. I'm at home being just that, a stay at home daughter. And so I want to give you a couple quotes from the article, Jazz's article. So she
Yeah.
said, from a cultural standpoint, returning home is also a radical act of preservation. And then she said,
Mm,
when we come home, we're not just coming back to a place, we're coming back to a lineage of resilience and love. That's what she said in the article. And I was just like,
mm.
this is so real. So, as part of the healing program, I'm going to talk more about this in health and healing because bottom line is that my adrenal system has been absolutely off. I told you before, I told everybody that I'd been diagnosed with PCOS. I've been having a lot
Yeah.
of issues. My dad saw me, took one look at me. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're out of balance. Like we need to get this together." So I'm gonna talk more about that in health and healing. But part
You
of my
maybe you need to
healing
see maybe you need to find that bioenergetic elimination specialist in where
in
you are right
Michigan.
now. Yeah.
Well, right now I'm on my dad's healthy living plan right now. That starts at 7 o'clock in the morning every morning. I'm about to, girl. I'm about to tell you in the health and healing
Oh, I can't
segment. I'm
wait to
about
see
to tell
this or
you
hear this.
what
Okay.
program my doctor dad put me on. But I've been part of it though is working out every morning, and I've been listening to podcasts while I do my workout, and so I have to
Cool.
do a mile on the treadmill, and the podcasts have made the walking go from just passing the time to something like literally am looking forward to. Like I literally am looking forward to getting to my workout and through my workout so I can get on the treadmill and listen to this podcast. So I've been
That's
listening
what's
to the
up.
She's So Lucky podcast. I hope that this podcast is that for other people. But Les Alfred, thank you, sis. Like I love the podcast. The episode that I just listened to on the treadmill was Amani Ellis, founder of Culture Con. It was so
Right.
insightful. I'm gonna put the link to the episode in the show notes. But yeah, so that's what I'm on right now. I'm on my reverse launching, and I'm on my podcast journey, listening to other people's experiences while I'm on my doing my healing work on the treadmill. So
I love that. Awesome. Good for you. I can't wait to hear more
yeah.
about this plan that your dad got you on. I
Oh,
love that he
the
like
health and
saw
healing
you at
segment.
once. He was like, "Yeah, something ain't right. We gotta fix. We gotta
He
take
was
care of
like he was like, "Oh no, 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 no. No, this ain't
that."
you.
He's like, "No, no,
This
no.
ain't
This
you.
is not. Where
This
my
is
daughter
not
at?
my daughter. Where's my
Where'd she
daughter?
go?
Bring
That's
her
oh,
back."
I love that. I love going home. I love that for you. Well, let's get into Jesus Take the Wheel because real quick, just a
Girl.
brief moment. This Diddy trial, um, I
Did
have been
he?
trying to avoid this, but like the details keep coming out and they are absolutely nuts. I have to say this though. Cassie is an incredibly strong woman. And I think hearing, seeing the number of days she's been on the stand, this also, she's 8 months pregnant, by the way, and she's doing this, what, 8 months pregnant. And so there's things that are coming out like she's getting a different settlement from that hotel that had that video back in 2016. The dollar amount that Diddy paid for her, paid, right when everything ish hit the fan. It's very, I find it interesting to see, to watch his legal defense and the tactic that they're using. Um, but what's really interesting, and this is should come to no surprise, are the reactions that people have towards a testimony that are not exactly positive. And I won't repeat them here because it's always good vibes here, but it's really disheartening. And I think the one thing I saw was that someone said, Cassie may never hear or see what you guys are posting, but your friends, your sisters, your daughters, your female coworkers do. So I hope that no one cusses your ass out for saying the stuff that you guys are saying. It's
Yeah.
really bizarre. Have you been following at all? Like I said, I'm not going to go into details. Y'all
I
can look it up
have
yourself. But
I have been following the trial. I haven't been reading the comments, so I have no idea what other people have been saying. I
yeah,
mean, it's interesting to listen to it from a human perspective, and then also to look at it from a legal perspective. And I haven't actually listened to any of the legal coverage, but I would be interested to hear what the legal analysis is, in terms of like
hmm
how do we think this lines up with the charges that he's facing. The one thing I will say is that the one thing that's clear to me is that I think he was absolutely out of control, and
hmm
this situation, as insane as it is, and I think it might have saved his life. because at
Oh,
least
interesting.
causing him to stop whatever it was that he's doing and sit with himself and be away from all of the vices and everything he had access to, and all of the,
Yeah.
the intoxication of all the intoxications, power and everything else. This may have saved his life. It ruined his life, absolutely, but it also may have saved his life. So
Yeah.
just from what I heard, I mean, that to me was clear that, I heard that, the testimony that she said he overdosed, and, the
Yes.
opioid addiction, and he had to, so I'm like, what, what everything that you see, and I think it's a big lesson for everyone who kind of sees all the pictures and the glossy images, that, like, you have no
Mhm.
idea what somebody's life is like behind those
Mhm.
photographs. You
Truly.
cannot see through their eyes just because you can see their eyes in a photograph. And I think that is something that
Mhm.
hopefully is resoundingly clear for a lot of folks, that, it's like, you gotta live your own life and have that align with who you are. And all of the things that we're constantly shown with images and people's lives and on social media, all is not as it seems, and so I
No.
think that this idea, this healing, this centering, this getting in alignment with yourself, like, I just think it's so important. I feel like that's the vibe of this episode. It's just like, do you, do you.
Please.
That's my
I think
takeaway.
that what's the also it brought up more discussions about like whether you can separate the art from the individual. And someone mentioned like the lyrics of Last Night, that Keisha Cole song. They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
I can't listen to that song because at the ending, if you read the lyrics, which I will not, it's clear this man is unwell. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
think there's a point where he's like, "You better not do that shit again, or I'm gonna kill you." I think that's part of the song, like at the end, and we were bumping that song like in a
Well,
club. Just
if we revisit
mm,
the lyrics to
mm,
the songs that
mm.
we were bumping into, we will not listen to another song from the 90s and 2000s. I'm just telling you. So I like, don't go too deep into it. Don't listen. Don't just like, just you were mumbling the words before. Just mumble on through like, there'll never be
Like
another
just keep
throwback party,
mumbling.
y'all. Yeah, just keep
No, but
mumbling
like
because
last night,
you
I'm
don't
like,
want to
okay,
know,
but I definitely can't listen to
girl.
last night like I used to because now it's because then then we were like, was this about Cassie? And someone was like, no, it was about Kim Porter, and I'm like, R.I.P. Kim. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not. Just take it out of rotation. Just take it out of rotation. I'm not
Well,
gonna listen to it
you
again.
You know what I can't listen to? I can't listen to Off the Grid. Now that's where I don't want to be with Diddy. That's all I have to say. Okay.
Well, wait. Oh,
The album he just put out, I was like, I love that album. And now I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, we just, I'm like, now it does not sound the same. I was like, there's a lot
it's
of,
just
there's a,
really,
sounds like a threat. I don't want to
we
be off the
can't
grid.
have nothing, y'all. We can't have
I would,
nothing. Anyways,
I would put an air tag on me. I would, I was so air tag into my underwear, y'all. I'm like, no, I'm good.
actually, I put a lot of air tags on a lot of things because I lose things. So I'm always putting an air tag on something. Shoes,
I'm
bags, definitely
I'm gonna put an
luggage.
air tag on myself. I'm like, no, I'm a braid it into my
Related
braids.
to your
What am I,
hair.
cornrows? Braided an air
What is
tag
this?
into her cornrows.
Yes. Yes. Just in cases. Just in cases.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Anyway,
Anyways, you don't have anything
minding.
for Jesus too, right? Oh yeah, minding
I
my black
don't.
business.
No, I mean,
Okay.
that's absolutely taken over. But yeah, minding my this is a good reason to be minding my black business.
Okay.
What
So
better
for look
time to to
to
mind
switch
my
into
black
minding my black
business?
business, right? Because this is none of what my business. Okay. So if you are new to checking out our podcast, I am a television producer. I rarely bring it up because I am more than my job, but I gotta take a
My
moment.
job.
Okay, I'm more than my job. But I want to take a moment for all of the blackness that's on TV at the moment. Okay. If you have been
Yes.
living under a rock, and it's fine if you are, because I'm sure it's cold and comfortable and cool there. Anyway, Forever by Mara Brock Akil is that girl. Okay.
I've been hearing wonderful things. I haven't had a chance to see it, but I am so looking forward to having a tasty piece of TV.
Man, I just finished it last
Can't wait.
night. It is excellent. The writing, okay? The writing, there's
Writing.
no crazy hook. There's no crazy hook. It's just two teens falling in love. The directing, the acting. I have to give a special shout out to Karen Pittman, who plays the one of the moms. Wood Harris, it plays an amazing dad. It's such a treat. It's already been renewed for season 2, so really here for that. Uh,
Congratulations.
there are folks that are like, I'm gonna watch it again because it gave me all the feels, but I want to watch it to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think it's one of those shows that you definitely want to rewatch. We
Oh, I
finally
love that.
have like our Black Gilmore Girls, our Black Dawson's Creek, like those kinds of shows that gave us all the feels
Yes,
and the emotion. This is that.
I love
So
it. I love
Mara
it.
did
Well,
her
it's
thing.
based off of Judy Blume's book, so I guess it's an adaptation of Judy Blume's book. So,
Yes. I didn't
um,
read Judy Blume, so I wasn't familiar with her book. So when they said, "Oh, it's a big deal that she's adapting it," I was like, "Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Good. Shout out to Judy Blume." But this is amazing. Forever is so
Well,
cool.
I
Um,
think that Judy Blume was like sort of the voice of coming of age for, in particular, white female characters, and then for white women who got to see themselves in Judy Blume's characters. But the fact
mm,
that Mara Bracco Keel is giving us the cultural take on that sort of innocence and lightness in youth, that girlhood, that take on girlhood, with that giving us our cultural experience of it, even though we didn't
yeah,
necessarily get as much of that. We didn't have that representation in the same way. Even though there's many Black girls who read Judy Blume books, but and maybe not seeing themselves the same way. So it's like beautiful to have this opportunity to take the essence of that and be able to see it through a different cultural lens, and
right.
have more people feel like they can be a part of it personally, with more representation. So that's it's cool that Judy Blume was amenable, and that Mara was able to get the rights in that way. So
Yeah. I'm happy for the
fan
I'm happy. My soul is happy. My soul is also happy because we have the 4 seasons with Coleman Domingo. He certainly makes that show, even though it's mostly white cast. I really watch it for Coleman. Survival of the Thickest has been renewed for season
yes.
3, starring Michelle Buteau and co-show ran and directed by my homie Amy Niobe. Lupin with Omar Sy has also been renewed for season 4.
Yay.
Um,
Fun.
Ironheart, executive produced by
I
Ryan
haven't
Coogler, is coming out as
Hey.
well, starring Dominique Thornton as Riri Williams. We still got Sinners in the theaters. This is like the blackest time in entertainment right now. And I'm not saying it's a comeback because I think we still have a lot more to do and a long way to go. But it's dope to see. It's been a minute since we've had so much of this in entertainment.
And it's good to see the success of this. So hopefully, because I mean, I feel like it was kind of disheartening to see the downturns and all these the
Mhm.
you know uh, I guess undiversification of so many things, and to see that diversity is obviously it is still a value that many people hold as important, and it is thriving where it's thriving. So I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
So, as a producer, I'm always looking at things and giving notes all the time. So this is the first time in a long time where I can watch something as a fan of television. And all of those shows that I've mentioned, I haven't seen Ironheart yet, but Survival, Four Seasons, Forever, all of those shows. Let me see if I missed anything. Lupin, all of those shows I've watched and have not had any notes in mind while I watch them. So I'm just really proud of this moment in television.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations to us because we get to enjoy them. These are all shows I need to see, so we can compare notes. I'm excited. I'm excited. So
Yes.
okay, but I'm really excited to get to our health and healing segment because there's so much,
Yes, please kick
so
us
much
off
to
because
talk
I
about.
really want to hear what's going on with you.
So much, so much. Oh my god. Okay, so I think this really might be an ongoing series about my reverse launch
Okay.
experience. But basically, I wanted to talk about the necessity of sometimes, and I've got to refer to my notes in this because I really want to make sure I make all of the points because it's really deep for
Please
me
do.
and
Yeah.
emotional, and I've been trying to like kind of put my thoughts together about it. But it's felt so important as I've been experiencing it because I realize it's unusual, but it's been radically
Mm,
healing, even in just the space of a week. And I realize it's sometimes the necessity of taking radical steps to heal your nervous system without
mm,
even recognizing that your nervous system was out of whack. Like I did not realize that I was completely thrown off, even despite the physical symptoms that I was having. It just seemed like, oh, these are just things that are happening
right.
circumstantially, or maybe I'm not as active. But I've been in Michigan for approximately 1 week, right? And when I got
Hmm.
here, I was bloated, I was fat, I was tired, I had low mental clarity. I mean, there were so many things. I was so confused about what I need to do. Like there were so many things I needed to do, but felt just confused about what should I prioritize and just like lacking a sharpness and clarity, which I thought was just, being overwhelmed or just having a lot to do. I didn't realize that
Right.
no, that's not normal. So, I had occasional night sweats. And of course, my period has been missing for a year, and I'm not in menopause because I have PCOS. So, all of these things, I'm being very transparent because I
Yeah.
think that, especially as Black women, we go through these situations where our body is telling us, hey, 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 you're out of balance, you're out of balance, you're out of balance. And we just ignore
Hmm.
it because it's not a big, it's not a big knocking at the door. It's just a tapping at the window that we're like, oh, that's just a tree branch. It's something that we can ignore. And you're like,
Visual.
no.
Oh, it's just a tree branch. It's not a knock on the door.
Like,
What?
I'm just, it's something's trying to get our attention is my point. And when your nervous system
Oh
is out
my
of whack,
gosh.
it's not necessarily something that happens all at once until it's a problem. So I just think that
Yeah.
I would like to normalize taking radical steps to bring to first recognize that your nervous system is out of whack, and then
Yeah.
realizing that this is an emergency. Like there's an urgency to it. So my dad, who was a doctor, he's had a healthy living class for 14 years, and he every week he would meet with middle age plus Black women, focused
Mm,
on lifestyle changes for healthy living, for weight loss, for longevity, all of those things. And he recognized right away that although I was taking my supplements, I was feeling fine, I had enough energy for the day, things like that were okay. I was unwell, I was out of balance. So he put me
right.
on a protocol of healing my nervous system. He has literally said to me, "You need to heal your nervous system. You need to relax. You need to get out of whatever mode you are in."
Yeah.
And so here's some of the things that he's had me do. The first one is that he said every morning, he's like, your program starts. It was like, I think I got it at a Thursday, a Wednesday night. He's like, Friday morning, 7 a.m. Your program starts 7 a.m. Friday. Meet me. in the gym downstairs. Like we have a gym downstairs, like gym equipment. And so he's like, it's on you to get there on time. You know, I'm like, am I a Karate Kid or something?
Hilarious.
But
Like, dad
but
is
I'm like, it's
downstairs. Like, okay.
I swear this is like I'm like, this is a memoir in the making, absolutely. But yeah, so I'm hauling myself downstairs at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I mean, so yeah, I have no excuses. I just show up, and I have opted out of any other stress or whatsoever. It's not even a stress, but here and I'm surrounded by nature. We're near a lake.
Yeah.
I walk my dog. I look at the deer. I watch the turkeys mating dances. I laugh at the chipmunks. I'm admiring the blue jays and the robins, and run away from yellow jackets because I still don't like bees. But I'm
Word.
healing. I mean, I think that's the most important thing. I am healing, and I didn't realize I needed to heal. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but there is something very okay with putting all of your shit in storage and heading back to your safest place in the world and checking the fuck out for a minute.
Word.
There's something very okay with that. So if you're stressed, if you're feeling stressed, you're listening to this, you're thinking about it, consider why you are in the position that you're in to be stressed. Like, what definitions of yourself are you holding on to that you might need to let go of? What happens if you
Yeah.
just say, who who cares? Who the F cares? You know, and it's not even I'm gonna do what I want, but I'm gonna do what's best for me. And no matter what that looks like. So I'm gonna continue to unpack this experience that I've been on. But basically this has just been a this has been a slow realization that I was
Mhm.
living out of balance without realizing it, and sort of coming back to myself, but having to make a major change in my life to do it. So
Yeah.
that's my health and healing for this. For this
So
episode.
I love this because I feel like, because summer's out right around the corner. Okay. And I want to be outside. But I
Outside,
know
outside.
outside. But I know I can't be doing the most. So, that's why I was very much in my out reply saying like I'm out of overcommitting. I really want to understand why, as ambitious, put together Black women, we overcommit, because we really need to stop.
That's true. That's a good question. Why do we over
Like,
why
why?
do we
Like,
feel like we have to do it all? Why are we the ones to raise our hand all the time? Put your
I
hand
really want to figure out how do we do that, because I still want to be generous and I still want to be loving and I still want to be present, but I don't want to, and I want to be ambitious, right? But I don't want to overcommit.
well,
Have you ever said yes to something and then instantly regretted it? Because the reason why I'm
all
asking
the
you is because I did
time.
that this week. I did it this week.
I do it all the time. I mean I do well actually I used to do it a lot more, and now I just say respectfully no.
Respectfully,
I
no.
have started respectfully no. Do you want to? No, I don't actually.
Because my body be like, girl, no. And I'd be like, yeah, yeah, sure. I'm like, why do I do this? I need to
That's a
stop.
question. That's a good question. I think that you have to maybe find a way to put yourself on your list, so then you realize that, because it seems like you don't, maybe somebody says ask you something and it seems like you don't have something to do because you didn't put yourself on your to-do list.
You're right. I think what's going to be helpful, I saw someone say like what would it look like if your yes was like an equivalent to signing a contract? Because if I think of my yes as a contract, as a binding contract, then maybe I will say no more often because I don't want to put myself in that situation, right? So I think I need to rejigger how I view the word yes in my head, because we've been talking about saying yes to things, right? Like chasing, pursuing radical joy and all that jazz. But
Right.
I also feel like when it comes to saying yes for certain situations, I need to recalibrate how that feels in my head so that if it carries a weight. So I'm not putting myself in situations that I don't need to be in. So I don't instantly regret it. Um, because I don't want to do that anymore. I really don't. My calendar be
Maybe you
crying,
should
man. My calendar be like, girl, stop.
maybe you should think about it as every time you say yes, like you have a bank account, and every time you say yes, it's a withdrawal of $1,000.
1,000? Yeah, no, then I'm
Yeah,
definitely
that
not saying yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
See?
I think that's what it is. I think I need to
Yeah.
start thinking about saying yes differently, or thinking of yes in a different manner when it comes to being committed to things. Because I've noticed that I overcommit for sure. I overcommit. And it's because I really want to do a lot of different things, but I am also realizing, to your point, that, I'm out of balance. And that's why I went to go see a specialist who helped me with my stress levels. And it's the stress levels I'm putting in myself are things that I'm doing myself. It's not like people are putting it on me. I'm putting myself in these scenarios, you know? So if you're listening this week, your assignment is to say no to one thing that doesn't align with you. Okay? Because and it's not because you can't do it. That's not the point. But because you don't have to. Your worth is not in your output. My worth is not in my output. Your worth is not in your output.
Putting out the challenges. One thing say it one more time. Say no to one thing that doesn't
Say
align.
no to one thing that doesn't align. And it's not because you don't,
Okay.
that's not because you can't, it's because you don't have to. So basically it's like putting your, just, because I think part of my
I think
issue,
that's in alignment with what I just said, with what I'm realizing. Like maybe that's a starting place, like realizing some that what doesn't align with you and then rejecting that. So saying no.
rejecting it.
Yeah,
Because
just
your
say
worth, as I
I
mentioned,
like
your
that.
worth is not in your output, right? So if because I think that's my issue. I sometimes feel like what I'm putting out there is dictating or confirming or affirming my worth. Because if it feels like sometimes if I'm not doing it, that means I'm not anything, which is the dumbest thing. I'm saying it, even me saying it out loud sounds really stupid. But I think that's part of my issue. So I need to fix that.
To apologize to the bug that I just killed. The telepathy tapes are
Well,
best one.
yes, it has you being mindful. Yes, so
I'm
sorry,
super
bug.
mindful. I saw an ant and I put it outside and I asked her not to tell his friends not to come back. I was like, listen, I'm gonna put you outside. Don't come back and tell your friends. Don't come back. Y'all, if you listen to telepathy tapes, I'm telling you, it will have you on some
Oh,
other stuff. We'll have you on
it
some other
really
stuff.
does. It's really
A
changed.
tree fell and I was like, oh, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Have you been seeing the viral video of people talking to trees?
Yeah, did you see the one where they like tell him to touch their shoulder? Is that the one?
Yes. And the tree was like,
I
hey,
was,
girl,
I know, I was like, ooh,
you
that was a
should do
little
it. You're
bit.
around trees. You should do it. You should do it,
I
record it, and
am
share it
around
with
trees.
us.
I don't know, because if I start to realize that the trees are, it's some bit is too much. Right now, there's too many deer. There's turkeys. There's chipmunks. There's some kind of thing that looked like a hedgehog. It's unclear, and then there's like I don't know even what that was. They're
Wait, is it a
frogs.
nutria?
A who?
A nutria.
I don't know. I'll look.
It's a big rodent that it's a nutria. Actually, I love nutrias. I read this
Oh my
history of
god.
how the nutria came here in the New York Times one day, and I've been obsessed with.
You know what? I'll look it up and tell you because I was like, but then it was like there's not hedgehogs that are native to Michigan, so I'm just like, so I don't know what it is. I'll let you know. The word rodent has already put me off, but I will find out. I mean, like it was in my backyard, so I hope it wasn't a rodent. but you know,
I think it's a rodent. I can't remember, but they're so cute. They're
girl.
cute. You like, girl, if
Mhm.
you don't shut up. Okay, fine. Let's go into what's good, aka Delulu
Duluth.
land.
This we're already there, so let's pull up a chair.
Pull up
We
a
have landed.
chair.
We're
Here's a
already
nice
in Lululand.
glass. Yes.
In well, you go ahead.
Okay, so Met Gala a few weeks back
Yes.
now at this point, it was not giving what it was supposed to give. Okay.
You
Like,
felt that way?
well, yeah, I felt like there are some people that understood the assignment and there are some people who just did not.
Showed up.
They just, I don't know. I actually
You were
don't know what
so
they did.
excited. I
I
felt like it was
was,
really great. But it
they
just
had
didn't
some
meet your
good ones.
expectations.
No, no. Like Janelle Slay, Tiana Taylor, Slay, Jodie Turner
Oh, that was
Smith,
slay.
Slay. But there were more people that just didn't do what I wanted them to do, and then not. That they just I don't know. I don't know. Well, anyways, the reason why I bring up Met is because Nigeria has this thing called Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards. Okay.
Oh.
And this is what we really should have been watching instead of Met Monday. Okay. Truly. Truly. Um, truly. Now, look, the
On
award
the
show,
positive side. Mm-hmm.
the award show is presented by this thing called Multi Choice. I don't know. It feels like Multi Choice Africa is a channel. I think it's a network. So it's to honor the outstanding achievements in entertainment on the continent. And the attendees did not come to play. Okay. They overstood the assignment, overstood it. There is a
Overstood.
model named Nana. She had a dress that was rotating. No lie,
Oh, so this
just
is what
rotating.
you were like, I need the attire to literally have its own personality. I need it to
Kinda.
have okay.
That's
Mm-hmm.
because look, Mona Patel, going back to the Met, I think her name is Mona Patel. Mona Patel did a version of the dandy that had like mechanical spine pieces moving. Like that was dope. Like she had a little robotic dog in the video. Like that's what I mean. Like that was her version of dandy. So back to Nigeria. They had these women and men, by the way. Like I said, the model Nana, she's a Ghanaian model. She had literally her dress was rotating. There's another Nigerian actress who had like a tree growing from her back. Parts of the
What?
dress that was textured that looked like grass. Uh, Me describing it sounds crazy, but when you see the clips, you'll know what I mean. There was another woman named Kiki, I think her name is. She straight up looked like a wave. Like a
Like a wave of
wave.
water
Yes, a wave of water with
from the
the
ocean?
foam. Yes.
What?
And then this other actress named Mercy, she was just a giant diamond. Like incredible. All of
Are
these
you're putting
designers
this in the
are
show notes, right? Because I need to see
yes,
this.
yes, 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 yes. And all of these designers are African. I think they're just I mean, I don't even understand how you come up with these outfits. But like this is what I mean. I'm like, yes, Met Monday should have been this. This is what I'm talking about right here. Like this is what it should
I
have
think
been.
Africa is raising the bar at this point, though. I just think that at a
Girl,
certain point, I mean, Wakanda is real, y'all, and that so you can't be comparing the Met Gala to Wakanda. That's just not fair.
that's not fair.
They
You're
have
right.
vibranium. They have vibranium.
That's right. Well, look, the positive side of the Met Gala is that it raised a record number this year. $31 million was the most that they've ever raised in the history of the Met Gala. So shout out to them. So
Yeah,
that's the one positive out of that. But this
but I
Africa
think a lot of people would disagree. Though.
magic view.
I heard a lot of people really loved the Met Gala. I think you're on level like 11. at with the Wakanda version of the Meg.
I
the
just explained
vibranium
before.
charge, the vibranium charge Met Gala. This I'm surprised. I've heard so many people have say uh like like they were thrilled.
We'll give
But
it
I
A
know
for
you had
effort.
high expect. I know you had high
Maybe my bar
expectations.
was high. I'll give it
I
A
think
for
your bar
effort.
was
Like I
super high.
said,
And then you found
there was
this, and then
some
you found this vibranium charge version of it, so I can see why.
girl.
If somebody showed
Wait
up
till
with it
y'all
as a diamond,
see. Wait till y'all see these images. I was like, oh, okay. This is
I think you overshot the mark so far.
I don't
Nobody will
I
be able to
actually
catch up.
no, I recognize that I was actually probably setting the bar incredibly high and I was expecting way more than what we got. Look, those that showed up showed up. I even we did it we posted some of our favorites on TikTok. I'm not saying that there weren't any, but now after watching the
Well,
Africa
now
Magic
after you
Viewer
saw,
Choice Awards, I'm like, this is what we should have been watching.
you have to
Let's
put.
make this an event.
Well, that put this has to be in the show notes. I need to see this, and for sure we're looking at the clip because
Girl, wait
I
till you
now
see these
I can't
outfits.
wait. I can't wait. I'm gonna as soon as we finish recording, I need to see the wave and the diamond. Well, I am literally in like I feel like the capital of Delulu land, the Detroit Delulus. I mean, there's just something very inherently delusional about Detroit. Henry Ford, Barry Gordy and Motown, yours truly, and becoming an off like this is just I feel like it's in the water. Like the water in Detroit is delusional. In fact, the D in Detroit stands for delusional. I am in delusional Detroit right now,
I
and
love it.
I'm looking forward to connecting with the creative community here. But I'm so sad that I missed Tiff Massey's exhibition at the Detroit Institute of Arts. So Tiff Massey's a local artist. She started out as a jeweler, and then she was
Mm.
like, "Yeah, personal jewelry not big enough. I'm making jewelry as large scale metal exhibitions." So
Oh
she
wow.
creates these life size version, not like literally grand scale versions of. Remember we were talking about door knocker earrings? Tiff
Oh
Massey.
yes.
She would put a big door knocker in the middle of a open green space. Like she does the metal work. She does like a bracelet, but it's like something you could walk around in, like a big metal ring. I mean, she had an installation at the DIA which had the largest attendance of all time. So
Oh wow.
absolutely unbelievable. She just so it's called 7 Mile in Livernois. If you're from Detroit, you're listening, you understand 7 Mile in Livernois on the west side, but 7 Mile in Livernois is like iconic Detroit. This is what Tiff Massey had to say about that corridor and naming her exhibit after that corridor. She described the exhibition's title as a call to blackness, our Detroit nativeness and essence. It's about local nurturing, adornment, and how we like to stunt. That's what she said. It is. So the exhibit closed on May 11th, and so
Wow.
I'm excited to I'm gonna put
Is the
her
exhibit traveling at all?
I not so far. But she
Oh,
does
okay.
have exhibits all around the country. Check her out. I'll put her website in the show notes. I'll put a link to the DIA website with the exhibit in the show notes. She's just somebody you should know about, an artist's name who you will hear later, but you heard it here. If this is where you heard it here first, just remember, pay attention. And when it comes up in other conversations, you will be in the know. So this
I
is the
love
kind of
that.
delusional I'm trying to be. The delusion in Detroit is contagious, and I'm here for it.
Oh, I love this. I don't know of her and I'm excited to find out
Yeah,
more about her work.
she's that girl.
She's that girl.
She is that one. So yes, what's your final word? Final
My
word time.
final word is I'm no longer sacrificing my peace just to keep the peace.
Boom, boom. Well, my final word comes from none other than my mom, Sherm. She said, she said the struggle is real, but it's not everywhere.
Okay, I know that's right.
We
Let her
drove by
know.
we drove by a big house being constructed. Like, I would say that the house that we passed by, it had to be like 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 square feet, just a big
Oh,
modern structure being constructed, like in the middle of just where you went. And my mom was like, she's like, the struggle's not everywhere. She's like, the struggle is real, but it's not everywhere. I was like, you
I
know
know
what?
that's right.
And I think that's a good
Listen,
theme for this episode. The struggle is not everywhere, and it
yes,
doesn't have to be with you either. So,
it sure don't.
boom.
It's not here. I tell you that much.
Mhm.
Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We will be back. We're so excited to continue the
We did
conversation
it.
in a new format.
Yes.
I love this for us, and we hope you guys have a great week. And we will, yeah, talk soon. Bye.
Bye.